Apalak, hi, how are you?
I'm fine, Amit. How are you?
Always good, Apalak. Apalak, Qualcomm has announced that it will bring satellite communication services to smartphones, powered by its Snapdragon processors, and it is expected to happen in 2023 itself. This also means that this will be now available on Android phones.
Right.
How do you see this development?
I love this story, Amit.
Hmm.
The day I saw Apple coming out with satellite communication in its newest devices, which was the iPhone 14, I was just waiting for Android to follow suit, and this is in the form of, Snapdragon Satellite. That Qualcomm is. Qualcomm introduced this concept very recently, which with the recently concluded CES, which happens every year from 5th January to 8th January. At least it happened this year from 5th January to 8th January. Right. This was one of the flagship announcements of Qualcomm. Right. That it would provide satellite communication for high-end Android devices as early as this year. And what is interesting also for us to note, Amit, is the Apple announcement was confined. They said that their satellite communication is only for emergency purposes, right? So you can send a message, right? The fundamental difference between what Qualcomm has spoken is that Snapdragon Satellite is going to allow two-way communication. So it is not just for emergency services. You can also do for two-way communication like SMS services, so on and so forth. So it goes beyond emergency services, right?
Right.
And for this, Qualcomm is partnered with two key enablers. One is Iridium, which operates 66, low Earth orbit satellite constellation, which is going to help Qualcomm roll out these services. Apple partnered with Globalstar to offer their services. And also Qualcomm is also partnered with Garmin, a company which is widely used in wearables. It's one of the industry standards or benchmark, if I may say, as far as GPS technology goes. So Garmin is going to support Qualcomm to support the emergency messaging services, right? So I see the key differentiation between what Apple has to offer and what Qualcomm is suggesting to offer through its tie-up with Android OEM is the fact that it's going to be two-way communication and not just emergency service. And like I said, in the world of mobile phones, as far as operating system goes, there are only two big ones. You have Apple, and then you have the entire Apple ecosystem, and then you have the Android ecosystem. So let's see how this rolls out. That's it. Yeah.
Sure, Apalak. And if we have to kind of provide, a key takeaway for our audience out of this story, what would that be?
I was waiting for you to ask me this, Amit, because like I said, fancy piece of technology. But I really don't know how useful this is really going to be. I mean, I'm sure you've tracked this story. Even when Apple launched this in its devices, it is yet to get launched in India, for instance. I think it is launched in certain parts of the world. Most likely, it's North America. It's a wait and watch for Indian users to get used to use this. So I really don't think how useful this technology will be. Yes, I'm sure there are certain utilities of such a technology. Apple clearly mentioned that this is for emergency purposes. Qualcomm says this is for two-way communication. I don't know what kind of two-way communication one is really looking at. Yes, you can use it for areas which are rural sectors where you don't have great network reach. So yes, this could be of use. I would see this as a way to keep pace with Apple's tech innovation. So whatever Apple does, Android has to. Whatever Android does, Apple will have to keep pace. Right? So this industry is it's an oligopoly. It's a duopoly actually. There are only two players, and from a platform perspective. So I don't see this a game changer in how users use their devices. But it's an interesting piece. Let's see how it rolls out.
Absolutely, Aplak. Very interesting development, and we'll obviously keep a track on how this further develops as well. Thank you so much for your inputs, Aplak. We'll again connect back tomorrow.
Pleasure, Amit. Bye.
Bye bye.